everyone. It's another exciting time on Gov TV. This is Keep It Simple. If you're just watching for the first time, this is where we keep it locked down every day of the week. And my name is Todwaloko Kerinde. As usual, I have my colleague and co-host with me, Uki Akwarubari. She's just smiling in a white blouse.
Thank you.
And yeah, you're wondering who is this on set.
Exactly.
This is not a very regular face. We have Mr. Taiwo Holo with us today.
Yeah.
She's a public relation expert, and he is joining us on set today.
Yeah.
Welcome, sir. How are you?
Welcome to the show,
Thank you for
sir.
having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
And for people wondering where is Kemi, Kemi is unavoidably absent. She will definitely join us on other episodes of Keep It Simple. But today we got a lot of things to discuss. You want to find out what that is? Stick around. We'll be right back after the break. You're welcome back from the break. This is Keep It Simple, and on this episode, we want to discuss FSARS campaign. Tent killing of Nigerian youth, especially the one that happened in Delta State, which was the reason why everyone had gone on Twitter lately to protest police brutality, and the clamor for FSARS had begun in full force. Suffice it to say that we've been on this for a very long time. Since 2016, we've had one or two protests around the country at one point or the other over the last couple of years. And now this is 2020, we're still having the same narrative. Joining us is Taiwo Holo, as I said earlier, and I want to just know his thoughts on this very campaign that I've been on for some days now. So what are your thoughts on these old things that had begun since 7th of October, since the protest started?
Thank you. I personally, I feel it's all good that we got to where we are. Yeah. But my impression is that it's just a symptom that we're treating.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a symptom.
Are you saying that like the FSARS campaign should not be talked about at all? That people should not show their grievances? Like the campaign is not.
It's not called for.
Exactly.
Or it's not
It's okay. It's called for. It's okay. It's in order. But like I said, like I have tried to, like I said somewhere else, that it's not. It's FSARS, yeah, good. The tension will go down, but I have concerns. My concern is that even in the midst of this campaign,
yeah,
this process, there is still ongoing police brutality.
That is the concern of many Nigerians.
Even in the middle of all this,
yeah,
in the middle of all this, in the seat of government, in the Federal Capital Territory, in fact, in the first headquarters, we see videos of that's the police headquarters that is supposed to champion, that is promising to champion the reforms. You see them spraying water on protesters.
yeah.
You see, we've seen some DPO in Imo State or Enugu trying to hit a protester in the middle of it. Now, the most latest is the one at Surulere.
Yeah.
And there is a particular area C in Surulere. You see them shooting.
Wow.
That's in the middle of it.
In the middle of
In
it.
the middle of this.
Of the
That's why I said
yeah.
the protest is good, but those pockets of reactions from the police makes me afraid that once this noise dies down, would we have achieved anything? Yes, I suppose we have. The NSAS has achieved, to me, a milestone, even though a number of people still, because the process has gone on like endless now, and nobody can tell when it will going to end. And that's why I asked a question on social media. I said, after the disbandment of SARS, what else? Don't forget how this thing started, the chronicle of NSAS, especially at this time. This was how it started. It started with NSAS. So the IG came on to give us 10 points to reform SARS. And then the protest continued. People said they were not, that was not enough. Okay. Then he came again on Sunday to disband SARS. People still say that was not enough. After that, then we started having Buhari must talk, Buhari must talk.
I mean, this would actually, I think I know where he's heading, because this has actually made some other issues spring up. It is not just about the NSAS campaign now. But so, I really wanted you to talk about the fact that when this thing started in 2015, the government said they were going to do something about it. As a matter of fact, they've had to use different words over the last couple of years, over the last 4 years, to address this issue. So that it seems like to Nigerians, it seems like they're just changing the nomenclature. Oh, in 2016 they are going to ban SARS. In 2017 they are going to end SARS. In 2018 is disbandment. In 2019, I mean, it has just been, we cannot hold them accountable anymore. We cannot even believe their word anymore, and that is why it seems that as at Sunday, the IGP actually made the disbandment of SARS. He made the pronouncement that SARS has been disbanded. But on Monday, Nigerians took to the street because they do not believe that this thing is going to be done. So are you saying that we should have believed, Nigerians should have believed the words of our leaders, and we could have just really folded our hands and watched how things would go? Or
my take is that we are not asking for the right thing. We are not coordinated.
So what is the right thing that we should have asked for?
Now they're asking for. Now they're saying no. The president should speak. Now the president has come to speak. Now you still say no. After that you say no. It is the executive order that you have. Now don't you have laws in Nigeria that should section? I don't want to hazard a guess. Is it for section 45 or so of the 1999 Constitution as amended, deals with human rights? Are you getting me? Where there are laws, and those laws are effective, are taken into account, then so having an executive order, will this stop somebody who already has it won't change your DNA. Yes, it won't change your DNA. So that's why I believe that, because if the NSAS protest continues endlessly, you will see that it's already becoming tense now. And what you are asking for, I think maybe the civil society should have come up. Are you getting me? With a better agenda, to direct this protest. And my direction is that, why don't we ask for better socioeconomic agenda for the people, which is beyond SARS. That's why I said the NSAS is only dealing with the symptom. Because these SARS people you are talking about, there are other things that happen within the police force. Exactly. For instance, if armed robbers steal somebody's vehicle and you go to report, they are going to tell you to bring money. Are you getting me? That's also, you see, if an accident happens now, and the police come there, somebody who is suffering, somebody who is in pain, before they will document, they will still ask for money.
Very true.
Are you getting my point? So it's the only difference is that this time around, because it has to do with the youth, and we are seeing the video. There are other things that videos are not capturing.
Exactly. That will bring me to my question. That really, I want us to talk about the Nigerian youths now, like our motives. What is the number one motives of us going for the engaging in this protest. Like, I watched the video this morning, and it was so sickening. I saw like two ladies, they were seated at the car, just on top of the window. The window was down, and if you see the horrible things they were saying, you know that these ones are Ron's babes, and they are still part of the protest. And they were like, they said that they need to end SARS, that SARS are disturbing the Yahoo boys from doing what they want to do. Look at her, she was holding, what's this phone? iPhone 12. And look at her iPhone 12, that if they sleep with SARS, they give them 500. But when they sleep with Yahoo guys, they buy iPhone and all these things for them. So they need to stop SARS, so they stop disturbing the Yahoo boys. Now imagine everybody, different people.
With different motives.
Yeah, which is not right. Imagine, well, the federal government looking into this now, and they are seeing different kind of motives. Some people, lots of people, I believe, they are not just about the brutality or killing, or they're about Yahoo boys. They are just different. Their own personal, selfish reasons. Really, how do we change these things now? Because it's as if all Tom, Dick, and Harry is coming together to let them end SARS for their own personal benefit. Yep. And really, let's look at the disadvantage too. How are they going to be curbing kidnappings, killings, stealing here and there when they end SARS? What's the solution?
Now, you are getting to the point. You're getting to the point. That's why I said, see, the challenge I have with, you see, in before now, especially during the military era and at the very beginning of this republic, this dispensation, during the Obasanjo era, we had the civil society that coordinates protests and public, campaigns like this. And so, so there are people who will tell you, okay, it's time to stop. It's time to move. Yeah. There was NLC, there was the Nigerian Labour Congress, there was the NANS, National Association of United Students. So all of these organizations, these civil, then there were civil society groups, the Civil Liberties Organization, Nigerian. So all of them, you see, they had coordination. So when they are presenting their requests, their demands, they are clear. Mm-hmm. But in this case, there are no clear demands. There are once you say you want them to do this, they have done. They say no. So while government is thinking that, oh, okay, we are banned, they will stop. No. Then after Buhari has spoken, they feel, okay, Buhari has come out and say, no, we don't want again. And so you will just see. So the challenge, the problem this NSAS protest will have is that as this situation begins to get tense up, nobody will be able to manage it anymore. Yeah. And I have fears it will erode the original intent of the whole thing. Who is the symbol? I have seen Aisha Yesufu, but I have not seen her again. Have you seen her? She's not, because once they have disbanded, I have not seen her again. Perhaps because she is well experienced in terms of civil, society campaign. So I guess why she's not coming out again is that she felt they have disbanded, the president has spoken. So who is the face? Who is coordinating?
We have lots of
now there's another challenge.
It's not even that.
Not celebrities. What is celebrities?
It's not about the celebrities.
What celebrities are? Celebrities are only coming to save their businesses. Don't forget that many of these guys who are coming out, they are influencers. Things have changed.
Yes, personally,
they are influencers. So they are coming. Some of them are genuine, but some of them are also coming in order to retain their rating
public
in
favor.
the public favor.
And increase their followership.
Yes. Now, good. Some of them, I have been a victim of police brutality, not once, not twice. Do you understand? So I am fully in support of NSAS, but NSAS with sense.
Okay, let me quickly chip in. You mentioned that, back in the days we used to have civil society organized public protests like this. We have many organizations like that. You mentioned NANS, we mentioned NLC. We have leaders of these organizations that are, responsible for the conduct of their members, and they ensure that, the situation doesn't get out of hand. They were able to really manage the whole issue. Yes. But now we don't really have a face of end-SARS protests, like we don't really have people we can hold accountable. I want to believe that time changes and evolution happens. So we are in a generation where youth are leveraging on technology and social media. I want to believe that we don't necessarily have to wait till some people that will call themselves leaders come to carry flags and say, okay, let's enlist youth to come and run for a cause or to come and campaign or protest for something. The thing is that we are in the 21st century, and the youth are, a lot of these people don't even know, they've not been through much protest, they've not been through the 1994 protests or the 1986 or the About Women riot or many of this history that have been made. But as it is now, it is our life that is at stake, and we are using the best tool available at this moment to put our wants, our grievances, our requests out there. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that, someone is sharpening this cause. You know why it is good? Because we would not have someone just go behind our backs, go and negotiate with the government and now silence everything. They only hear. So everybody is going online to tweet to talk about this thing, and they are also apparently physically.
Let's get this straight.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. Yeah, look, it has its good
advantage
and
its disadvantage. Exactly.
You see, now, Davido had to issue a statement this morning.
Okay.
To disclaim, to deny the
he
fact
was
that
part of the protest.
it was that to deny that he was denying the protest.
Okay.
That is the context of his statement, because he went in to have a meeting with the IG. Now, I want to believe that he has good intention. See, now it becomes a mob action. People call it revolution. Fine, it has the semblance of a revolution. But you see, every revolution, go and check, there must be, the phase we are talking about coordination. We are talking about the spirit. A revolution must have a spirit. It must have a spirit. That's what we don't have. Do you understand? Now, when that woman, Aisha Yusufu, came out, you see that she immediately, at the point she came out, she didn't start this end-SARS campaign at this time. But immediately she came out, because she's an authority, she immediately assumed the face of this thing. Now, she has stepped back from what I've seen. She has stepped back because I believe that from experience, she probably believed that, okay, they have achieved something. But you see, I am saying that coordination is essential.
Okay.
It is coordination that helps you to know that
to even know milestones that
yes,
covered.
that this is the milestone. For instance, I am saying now another group of people are now calling on pastors. Say, why are pastors not coming out?
Definitely go
why
into
are pastors not coming out?
I have a question for you.
It goes to show that the thing, if you are not careful, if it goes too long, it becomes directionless.
All right. Thank you. Sorry for cutting you short at that point. We need to go on a break. When we'll come back, we'll delve more into the matter. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Keep It Simple on Gov TV, and we have with us Mr. Taiwo Holo, a public relation expert, and we're discussing the end-SARS campaign. Before we went on the break, he was talking about something
the church. Exactly.
Yeah,
so lots of church. The church is part of Nigeria. The pastors, they are part of Nigeria and its members. So some people feel like that churches, pastors should come out to speak about the end-SARS campaign. Do you think that is reasonable? Do we expect pastors? I mean, they are in Nigeria as well.
Yeah, and they are relevant stakeholders.
Exactly.
Religious leaders.
I have issues with when people deliberately take on churches when it comes to there are so many there are different types of religions in Nigeria. There are Muslim, there are traditional. Why don't you ask the traditional? Why don't you take them on? Why must it always be church? Now, for instance, there is a protest. All of us, once there is a need for us to speak up or speak out against an injustice, against the social decadence and what have you. Once we need to speak out, let us speak out as Nigerians. Let's stop saying this is who. Do you understand? That's what I don't. No. So that's my belief. It is just lack of direction. It is you don't know what you are doing when you now start picking on pastors. No, those who are calling out pastors, forget it. They are biased. It is not because if pastors are Nigerians, just as imams are Nigerians, just as traditional rulers are Nigerians. So why must you say we are not seeing the pastors? For what? Is it pastors earn their living, legitimate livings? Other people also earn their legitimate living. So why do you have to single out pastors?
If they were not,
it means that you are doing it. You are doing that because you have an axe to grind with pastors.
Okay, just let's imagine no pastors have been called out to, give his, make a remark on this whole thing. We want to believe that people expect them to be voice of authority. We want to believe that they are our mentors, they are our father that we look up to.
Are they only pastor? Why are you not calling?
That's what I'm saying. That
why are you not calling the imams?
Let's assume that they were not even called out.
Yes.
But these are people we look up to, and they are relevant stakeholders in the society. And we expect that matters like this that concerns the state of the nation, they should also be flag bearers. They should come.
Personally, I believe that they don't have to go out and protest. Imagine because if you look at
they can lend their voice. They can speak to the government.
They can't just be there. You understand? But probably they can do something if it's their social media platforms.
They might be doing a lot. They don't necessarily have to be there. People are not seeing. They can be doing a lot anyways.
Let me enlighten you. You see, don't forget that we are individual personalities.
Very true.
Look at what is the population of those in Lagos State? What is the population of those who are outside protesting? Are you getting my point? What's the population of those who are outside who are protesting? So it shows that it is just an infinitesimal
population. This is not just a Lagos State thing.
No. I'm saying for example, even if you look at Abuja, what's the population of Abuja and those who you see on the street? Check. Are you getting my point? So you see, there is also individualities. For instance, me now, I have been an activist. I mean, as in when I mean activist, I have been a real activist. So if I am pastoring a church, the tendency is there for me. Of course, as a matter of fact, if you go to my social media handle, you will see that there is a tone of politics and stuff like that, because that is me. But another person who has been apolitical, his personality is not the type that is always. Do you get my point? So that person, the same way he will behave when he was not a pastor is the same way he will behave when he's a pastor. Just as any other citizen who is a banker, just as any other citizen who works in a multinational or any other, or runs a personal business. It is your personality that you carry into what you do. So there are some pastors who are outspoken on national issues. Those ones are coming out, they are speaking.
Yeah.
Are you getting me now? But those some, like in my church, for instance, over time, my general overseer always address the nation, and he talks about killings and political decadence in the country.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? Now that is his own way of speaking out.
Yeah.
Now you don't now want to say that because you are on the street, he must join you on the street, because individualness is also there. Are you getting my point? So you bring who you are, you bring your personality. For instance, there is a pastor in Agege, you get who is always talking, he uses his pulpit to address political issues, national issues and so on. And then there is another pastor, you will never hear him say anything. But he still does not mean he is still contributing his own quota to the growth, to the socioeconomic development of the country. So you don't want to say that because he is not speaking. No, it is wrong.
As a matter of fact, we've had many religious people come out to walk and pray.
Yes.
And some of them have affiliations with churches. I can't even begin to mention churches here. But even here as GOFAMINT, as Gospel Mission, there are times we organize our prayer walk, especially every October, and we are still in the spirit of the independence celebration. We pray for the good of the country, we pray for our leaders, and these are things we don't necessarily have to even put out there that we are doing.
So if it is not an offense for every other Nigerian, there are traditional rulers, there are CDA, there are community CDA leaders. So if it's not an offense for them not to be outside doing protest, because they are equally citizens, because they would also benefit from what we are doing, then don't single out pastors that they have committed an offense. No, they haven't.
Personally, I actually saw something quite funny on a WhatsApp group where someone posted this FSARS thing in lots of groups, and they were like, okay, choir group, and they were like, this is choir group for crying out loud. You've never commented on the songs, you've never done anything, and you know, you just sent FSARS this, and she was like, everybody. They just removed you can't force people to do what they do not want to do.
It's pure mischief. I saw another video. A lady walked into a Catholic church in the middle of the service, and you carry the placard, FSARS. Is the IG the priest of that church?
I mean,
is the IG the priest of that church? But then we still
have some churches that during Sunday service, they have it on their screen. Hashtag FSARS.
It is very in order. It is in order. But
we should not force it down people's
But it marks off mischief. It marks off, like for instance, you carry your placard in the middle of the church. Is that priest or is this the IG? Is the person the IG? Is that person Buhari?
We all have different way of expressing ourselves.
For me, it is pure mischief for you to do that. It's okay to call out, for instance, if you want to do polio sensitization and other things, they call on religious leaders. At that time, they will say all our religious leaders, the imam, the pastors, want to sensitize, community that want to sensitize.
Exactly. So that's why these people are having
this time around, I have not.
People that are in a position of authority, people that wed a level of influence, they expect that this is a national issue. They should also lend their voice. They don't necessarily have to go for the protest physically, but identify with the plight of the youth. Now, this is not just about the youth. It's something that affects the whole country.
Before time runs out, you see, I am not saying that pastors. I'm saying that pastors have been playing their role.
Exactly.
Do you get?
Yeah,
because
we know
if
that.
they have been playing their roles, but I'm saying that it was wrong to single pastors out, to call them out and say they are not speaking. That's very wrong. Okay. That's very wrong. There's another thing that people do. There was a celebrity, I don't want to mention his name. He wrote there and said that all the industries, all warehouses have been turned to churches. I said, is it the pastors that drove out Dunlop Nigeria Limited, those companies that were relocating to other West African countries, to Ghana? Is it church that drove them? Is it church that is in charge of the economy that drove them out? No, please, let's
just leave the church out.
For me, it is pure mischief. It is pure. But on this FSARS thing, it has been so far so good. But I want to say that it's important for us to know one thing, that even if there is an executive order, the DNA of oppression is in individuals. Is in many of these Nigerian people, and it is a systemic failure. So let us address the government. Let us address the government and tell them that, look, let us address this systemic failure. Now, in terms of, for instance, welfare of the police, nobody is talking about.
They are actually talking about.
I had a discussion. No, they are not. They are not.
It's part of their demand.
Wait. When the executive order is to say that SARS is proscribed, you are only talking about that name. It has been disbanded, it has been proscribed. But there are regular police officers. There are CIDs. There are CID. Every police station has CID, investigative this thing, who are also oppressors, who have them in their DI. Not all policemen are bad.
Yeah.
There are some of them that are wonderful people. Even there are some okay, like I read about the DPO of Antony Village Police. He said that that woman is a wonderful people. I've met some DPOs that are wonderful. When I was in Gowon yesterday, there was one man there was a wonderful. Now, I also had a discussion with a DPO who told me that the monthly grant that they give them, by the time it gets to him, it is just 5,000 naira.
Wow.
And that 5,000 naira to run the division for a month. Now, I have a friend, because I have quite a number of them. I have a friend who told me he is a pastor, he's a policeman, who says that anytime he takes his men out on patrol, look, even when I need policemen for security for my program and stuff like that, there was a time, not once or twice, that I have to give them money to repair their patrol vehicle. And you are saying that those ones will not collect bribe? They don't give them fueling to fuel their vehicle when they go out on patrol? They don't buy pure water for them and they will go out?
But personally, as bad as it is,
okay.
So if SARS is scrapped, those corruption that doesn't make money to run the place to get there, is SARS going to scrap those ones? That's why I said we have done well. SARS is beautiful, but there is a need for people to come together and have a better document coordination, so that you can know that this is where we're going.
Personally, I want to say that I am not in support of, and we all here are not in support of police brutality. We are not in support of violence. We are not also in support of bribery and corruption. So, as much as this campaign continues and people continue to lend their voice, I just want to really believe that we'll put in this energy, this same efforts in building a nation where the system will work, where the government will really consider the plight of the citizen and work on all the system and structure that we have in place, so that we can have better governance, better health care, improve educational system. I mean, our agricultural sector is booming and everything just is good. Basically, that's just my prayer and hope for Nigeria. So the time is not enough for us to really, this is just what we have to draw the curtain today. We can't go past this. I hope you were able to pick one thing or the other from this conversation. You can as well go lend your thoughts on our social media platform, engage with our content, send in your thoughts on this conversation, and of course it continues. We might come back on our next episode and still have one or two things to say, and of course there will be follow-up updates on what is happening around us. Thank you so much for joining us today, Rookie, on behalf of Rookie and Mr. Taiwo Holo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.